Hello and welcome to Inconceivable. I'm William.
I'm Alex.
I'm Wesley. And everyone is here. Everyone.
Why are you gonna make it creepy?
I don't know. Everyone's
We
here.
are here, yeah.
Everyone's here but Waluigi.
Yeah, everyone's here
Well.
with Waluigi.
Yeah, they literally him in the corner.
I'm sure there are other people that aren't there.
Well, okay, well we get into that, like, we just want.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be our E3 special, and we're going to be talking about video games that were shown at E3 this entire episode. So, if you like video games, you're in luck, because there's going to be a lot of it, and we're taking a whole episode to talk about it, because there's a lot to talk about. We literally have a ginormous whiteboard in front of us, filled with video games.
I can't read it.
I'm intimidated. William warned us ahead of time that he had this big whiteboard filled out.
Will was up all night Friday night.
I was not up all night. It
You
took
were
a
up
few
for,
hours.
Yeah, a couple hours.
Well, because I kind of like skimmed through them to write everything down, because I wanted to make sure
I was like,
that I could at
"Yikes,
least tell you about all the games that were shown at E3. If you've seen nothing from E3, or you like skipped a couple conferences, which some of them I would recommend skipping, honestly. So,
Yeah, some of them are just bad.
Which ones would you recommend skipping?
well, funny you should
go,
ask.
Gary. Let's go.
The very first one that came in the weekend was EA, which had their conference on Saturday night.
And they could have not had their conference and the world would have been just fine.
So I will say, I was wrong about something. When I talked about E3 a couple episodes ago, I said that that they were having a video like direct thing like Nintendo was, and I assumed that based off the fact that they had it called EA Play and it was at a weird time.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was an actual conference.
Okay.
Boy, do I wish it was a video though.
Yeah.
Because yet again, they just cannot figure out their announcers.
EA
And it's
can't
just-
figure it out? Or E3?
Yeah, so they tried to play like a more chill vibe, and they had this like Twitch / influencer.
Like, hey, we're EA. We're
Yeah,
really your friend, even though you're mad at us.
Yeah,
we messed up a Star Wars game.
But guess what? Another one's out. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
So I'm gonna
So
quickly,
bad.
I'm just gonna list the games that they showed real quick, and we'll talk about the ones that we want to talk about more. So they start off with Battlefield 5, then FIFA 19. Then they talked a little bit about their new Origin Access premiere.
So basically, Origin Premium is what I got from that. I was like, cool, okay.
They were both vague and not vague. It was really like we still don't know exactly what it is, to be honest.
So
and they
it's
didn't
like-
say a lot of stuff.
It's like your membership club of your membership club.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's like the VIP of VIP.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the VIP.
Or the VIP of a membership.
it's EA. It's just,
It's, yeah, whatever.
But I think they're trying to make it like no, I think I'm confusing with. I'm just gonna move on because I'm not honestly that interested.
No.
Like, I don't care.
Jedi
now.
Fallen Order. We will come back to that one for sure. They for Battlefront 2, they announced that they're working on more DLCs for Clone Wars specifically. They announced that they're going to have General Grievous,
Obi-Wan,
Finally. Yeah.
Mace Windu. So, but they didn't really show anything. So, but they said it's coming out this year. So we'll see. Unravel
All I want is a high definition version of Battlefront 2 that we grew up with. Is that too much?
remastered. That's all we
Yeah,
want.
please.
After that, they showed Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude. Those two games were
They're interesting to look at.
They were great. Like those. That was the highlight of the whole thing. Then they went back into their sports with NBA Live 19, Madden 19. Then they showed Command and Conquer Rivals, which is a mobile game.
No.
And they tried to make
Yeah,
it.
no, it's not.
Yes,
Really?
they did. Yeah, it's a mobile game of
I
Command and.
Automatically don't care now.
Yeah, well, and then they're trying to make it more likable for esports and stuff. And they did a live demo, which was a good live demo.
Yeah. I
but
saw
it's
like,
just-
whoa, yeah,
It just
mobile game.
It just seemed really not. It was so dumbed down and just uninteresting, and it's a shame because a lot of people love that franchise, and it's not. It just takes away so much from that game.
There was one guy in the crowd for EA who kept getting really excited. I wonder if he was like planted there by EA.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder if EA planted everybody.
Yeah, like, they
Who
paid
wanted
people
to
to
be
come
there?
here.
No, and then they finished off the conference with Anthem, which is basically, I think for the most part, their flagship game right now with BioWare. So, anyways, let's start off just quickly touching at Battlefield 5. They had a few announcements. One of them is that they said that they're going to have a battle royale mode.
It is coming out this year.
Yes, it's coming out. They said 2018. They didn't give us an exact window, but they said this year.
Yeah.
Cool. This is a controversy right now. They said that this is going to be based off of quote unquote their version of World War II, which is weird because this game has been like trying to be more accurate about representation, and now they're saying now we're changing that to just kind of whatever we want.
If you want to say it's like an alternate timeline and stuff with aspects of World War II that didn't happen, that's cool. But don't say, hey, we want to be historically accurate, and then say, hey, if you don't like this, don't buy the game. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
but history,
you
though.
can go for one or the other. No one's gonna harp on you for that. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's a silly thing.
It didn't seem right. It doesn't seem right for Battlefield. I feel like they have a niche that's and don't get me wrong, I like Battlefield. They take more care and time than Call of Duty does with their games. And to be fair, a Battle Royale mode makes sense from the business standpoint. However, a lot of people really just want Battlefield to be Battlefield. You know, let PUBG and Fortnite be their thing, and let Battlefield be Battlefield, because PUBG and Fortnite are not Battlefield. So, anyways, I don't have a lot to say about that. Then they go right into their sports with FIFA 19, which was weird because
I'm good with that. I'm not really interested in like the sports. Like I like.
It was weird because I said okay. So here's the thing: it's like none of us are like I know like you like Madden.
I like Madden,
but for the most part, and I think that the problem is that the circle of gamers that like the sports games don't really play the other parts of the games, and vice versa. So the people who play the majority of video games don't really play sports games. It's like, so that's why like things like the EA sports sections in EA gets hated on a lot, because it's for a very specific demographic that doesn't have a lot of crossover. But it's a huge part of their company, so they have to talk about it. I respect that.
Yeah.
However, even for people who like sports games, this was a disappointing showing for all their sports games as a whole. Like, I feel bad for those fans, because FIFA 19 came up. I'm like, okay, bracing for the EA Sports section of this conference, and they just talk about how they're
talked about a shiny cup.
Yeah, they talk. They're talking about how they're including the club, the club tournament and the World Cup thing in the previous game, but literally said almost nothing about FIFA 19. Like,
I'm not into sports in general, but video games about sports, it just feels like even more boring, I guess. And just like, I don't know what the deal is.
It's a certain niche, and there's a lot of people. I think a lot of people who like sports video games as well. You know, like we like football. Playing Madden is like cool because then you can take your football team and like make up dream scenarios. So it's like similar to that kind of demographic. So it's a very specific demographic of video gamers, but not necessarily our demographic of video gamers.
Yeah.
So just in general, and I'll skip ahead just for a second. NBA, Madden 19. Also disappointing showings, because they really didn't show much about the game. They were talking about other aspects. They were talking for Madden. They were talking about their tournament, like invitational thing, and following this kid that won last year, and he's got this big shiny belt that no one really cares about, and it was awkward. And they showed a trailer for Madden 19, like no voiceover, no nothing, just here's a hype trip. For all of the sports games, they said so little about the games and showed no gameplay at all. It was just a bad showing for their sports games, and it was bad for people who like the sports games, and it made it unbearable for the people who don't like the sports games.
Yeah.
And they broke it up into 2 segments, so I thought, oh, cool, we're done with the sports already. It only took them like 10 minutes because they talked about FIFA for a long time. And then we went back into sports. I was like, really?
I thought we were done with this.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the more interesting announcements is that they announced that they have a new Star Wars game coming out called Jedi Fallen Order.
I like that it's coming out, but the way they presented it was
oh
really
my gosh.
odd.
You tainted it for me, because I was just excited about a Jedi game because I didn't watch E3. So I was just excited about a new Star Wars game, and then you told me how they announced it, and I
showed you how they announced it.
Yeah, you showed me how they announced it, and I wish you had not shown me how they announced it.
So the announcer lady, like she goes and she sits down next to another guy in the.
He's the guy from Respawn who's making the game.
Yeah. So he's in the audience right now, right? So he's in the audience. She sits down next to him, and it's kind of like a Q&A with a person in the audience sort of thing, where it's just like, hey, this and this and this, this and this and this. And she's like, oh, I hear are getting a new Star Wars game. He's like, yep, we are. It's called Jedi Fallen Order. Ooh.
Yeah.
And like that's basically it. They just talk about it a little bit, and it's really awkward and just like uncomfortable.
It felt so unplanned.
Yeah.
You couldn't like.
It's like an afterthought, being like, we need to have something more. hey, we don't have anything for this,
You
but like,
couldn't
let's
whip up a logo, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you
Yeah.
can whip up a logo, no problem.
And they're like, holiday 2019. I don't believe you.
I don't believe if you couldn't even show a logo. I don't think
Yeah.
that this game's coming out in a year and a half.
Yeah, unless we're gonna
liar.
unless we're gonna see something about the game soon. But then why didn't you just show it at E3?
I just
Like,
It's
oh
an
my
afterthought.
gosh.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then so this game is going to be set in between episodes 3 and 4.
Which I am excited about because
Yeah.
that's like.
And this,
Yeah.
they said it's going to be a part of the Dark Times.
Isn't it supposed to follow like a Jedi Apprentice or something?
yeah.
There's a lot of
So-
Jedi who have survived Order 66. Like seriously.
Yeah.
There's more and more every time.
The delivery of this was horrible, which is a shame because I am genuinely curious about this game and I want to know more. They literally just said this game exists. I don't know why they gave a release window. Like,
You didn't have to do that.
with the amount of things that you said about the game, we know like 3 things about the game. You know,
Yep.
it's like, what was the point of giving a release
We know
window?
its name. We know that
Set between 3
you're,
and 4.
you're Jedi. And
And you
know-
get to use a lightsaber.
Yeah, she's like, so you get to use a lightsaber, right? And he's like, yeah. He's
It's
like,
like, the way she said it, like, you get to use a lightsaber. It's like
Yeah.
Star Wars. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So
lady, we know you're just here because
Listen.
you're pretty. Like, just
I would have
go
been.
away.
I would have been like, hold on. It's called Jedi Fallen Order. So what do you expect?
Okay, that's my beef with E3 ever since its inception. Is sometimes some of the people that they have to like present, like you can just tell they have nothing to do with video games at all.
yeah.
They don't make them, they don't play them. They're just there because they look nice or that they're
this
good at
person
talking.
was like a Twitch streamer or
Oh, okay.
like a YouTuber,
So I've
an
never-
influencer, but
Yeah.
it seemed like she knew nothing about Star Wars because her
How do
questions
you
were
not
really
know
weird.
anything about Star Wars? I'm sorry, but like people who don't know about Star
I,
Wars.
I don't want to like blanket statement and assume that she doesn't know anything about Star Wars, but
The only
Yeah, I
people who
don't-
don't know about Star Wars are the people who are in Star
don't-
Wars, and that's because they lived it.
I don't mean to be mean either. It's just like whoever decided that the way that was gonna go, it made her look bad.
Because
like,
they planned this out a long time.
Yeah.
They spend so much money on this. This is a
Yeah.
big deal for every company that takes a part in the gaming industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Can't
don't,
they have like multiple announcers for one thing, like EA? Like, can you just like take her out of
oh,
it?
they
for that
did,
one
but
and-
she's like the main MC.
So just bring someone who knows about Star Wars.
main
Anyone.
MC of failure.
Wah wah wah.
Man, we're really salty today.
Well, it's EA bringing
yeah,
salt,
we
man.
started with EA.
Okay, so let's make it a little less unsalty. Let me talk about the 2 of my favorite things that were shown in this that were actually good. And this made me think that, okay, this isn't that bad before they went right back into sports. I was like, I'm done. Yeah, so
Unravel 2. And
they talked about Unravel 2,
I
which
don't know
is
anything about that.
it. They showed a gameplay. It's out now. Like, they showed the game, and they're like, they pulled at Bethesda. I'm like, yeah, play it now.
Yeah.
Boom.
See, I like that in a way, but I also dislike it when people are just like, "Hey, this is the thing that's coming out. Oh, guess what? It's out right now." I'm just like, "Wait, what? I'm not mentally prepared. Somebody help me!" Like that happened, like with the Netflix movie that we watched, the Cloverfield Paradox.
yeah.
Where it's like Super Bowl. Hey, this movie's a thing, and hey, it's coming out tomorrow. I'm just like,
It's
"Thank you."
Ready?
Yeah. But Unravel 2 looks great. It definitely a lot of heart put into it, and it's a fully co-op game. So if you really like the first Unravel, now you can play with a friend. And
Assuming
it's
you
really
have
good.
those.
Oh,
Yikes.
that's so
I'm
mean.
sorry, EA got me
Wow.
in a mood.
Next we had Sea of Solitude, which is a new indie game that's coming out. Also, like a lot of like thought and care put in this game. It looks really intriguing, really pretty game too. It's got a very shell-shaded, colorful look to it. But it's about like loneliness and like the things to do with like monsters and stuff like that. It looks really like intriguing. Definitely surprising to see come from EA, but I like that they're doing this.
Yeah.
And that's coming, they said, early 2019, so we look forward to hearing more about that.
It was a very interesting design with the graphics also. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
a typical thing.
Oh, definitely, it was unique.
Okay, so honestly, the last thing I want to talk about with
It's
EA,
Anthem.
yeah, because I kind of like
Let's
to
skip
move on.
over Madden. And
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're
sports
done
games.
with
So-
that.
Is Anthem.
Oh, by the way, Battlefront. Oh yeah, we were talking about. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Anthem. So everybody was really hyped about this game from BioWare, so same people who made Mass
So
Effect.
yeah, so this is like my full opinion on Anthem.
Didn't they like announce it 2 years ago or something?
No.
It was a
No, it was
while
last
ago.
year.
Last year. Okay.
This is my full opinion on Anthem. I have not looked into it a whole lot because I don't own a console, so I know it's unlikely that I'll actually ever play it. So I don't know a lot about it, and I don't like look up all the stuff about it. But every time I do see something about it, I'm like, I really want to play that. It looks so cool. So that's pretty much my extent of knowledge on Anthem. It's
Really?
just like
That's me with a
it's
lot
just
of
like
games.
every time I see something from it, I'm like, that looks so
You're a
cool.
big fan of Destiny, so you might like this game.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna preface this by saying that like I'm not trying to like hate on Anthem, but I'm not a big fan of Destiny, not because it's just not the game for me. Like I think Destiny is a good game. It's just not for me.
This one
Anthem,
looks like it's like deeper than Destiny.
Yes, but see, my main complaint about Anthem is that it doesn't look like it's really trying anything new. Like there's no X factor about this game.
You're
It
able to
looks
fly though.
yeah, but like you kind of
And you have a customizable Iron Man suit.
yeah, but we said
and
the
you
same
can
thing
fly.
about Destiny, but it was not like as cool as we thought it was. I'm expecting a similar.
Well, because
thing from
Destiny
this.
ended up being like a hardcore like looting game.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
not like an RPG like everybody thought it would be.
We'll see if this is going to be more of what we wanted Destiny to be, but honestly, when I saw the gameplay, I actually got less hype about it because it's just not for me. And it's just I want there to be some sort of X factor. This is like that. Like this is why you should be playing the game because it's got this really cool like thing about the game, and it just seems like a culmination of a bunch of stuff we've already seen before, and not a very interesting way to me.
I think we'll see.
Yeah. We will definitely see more about that. That's coming out. They made an announcement on the date, February 22nd. So we'll probably see it pop up again somewhere soon again. But until then, yeah, that's coming out before next E3, which is good. Next we had up during Sunday morning, we had the Xbox conference. And holy crap, they had so many games.
They had a really good E3.
Now, they said that they showed 50 games. Now, like, showed, like, that's a very, like, asterisk kind of saying. Like, anything that popped up on screen for a split second counted.
Yeah.
And they said, I think they said, like, I want to say, like, 15 exclusives. However, that was deceiving because when they say exclusives, they included console exclusives.
I was going to say, because so far it looks like Nintendo actually announced the most games.
Well, no.
You've got, like, this little, like...
That's a scissor reel that we'll get to.
Okay,
so, yeah.
all right.
I will say that I don't think Xbox had like a highlight reel or anything. I think it's pretty much they went into a little bit about every single game that they had. But Xbox started off strong with Halo Infinite. Great announcement there. We'll come back to that one. They showed Ori 2. That's pretty awesome. A lot of people really liked the last one, the first one rather. That's coming out 2019. That's exclusive, so that's a big like Xbox really pulled out all their exclusive titles for this, which unfortunately isn't much, but they did show all of them as far as I know. They then showed Sekiro, Shadows.
Can you read it
It's
here
so
already?
small. Shadows something.
Twice.
What?
Shadows
die twice.
Shadows Die Twice. That's what it is. You got it. Yeah.
It's like one of those like crazy like Japanese movie titles or like a James Bond movie title.
That's what the game is. It's like a samurai like monster hunter kind of game. Yeah, it's interesting. Then we had the first look at Fallout 76.
No.
We had the first look for the Fallout 76 for the weekend. Then they showed an expanded trailer that we've already seen before. Then they showed Captain Spirit, which is a free game that's coming out June 26th, which is set in the Life is Strange universe. So if you like Life is Strange, it's a
I have
look
some two
on this
friends
character.
that love Life is Strange.
It's got a big
you know who you are.
Yeah, so it's not that interesting to me, but it's a free game, so it's hard to complain, and it's set in the Life is Strange universe, so people who are waiting for the new game to come out, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3! They had
Crackdown 3 and Terry Crews!
It was a good trailer. And
Yeah, it was.
This game needs to come out because I feel like it's starting to drop because you know when something's been out too long because they've had to delay this game.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool to see Terry Crews.
And Terry Crews is perfect for the
He's not even
Crackdown
playing a character,
flavor.
he's just being Terry Crews.
Yeah, he's just being Terry Crews. It's like mother ducker, like and he's got like he's like shooting ducks out of a bazooka or whatever.
It's so good. That's gonna be a fun game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But people are just ready for it to come out. They say it's gonna come out February 2019. So they still haven't set an exact day, but they're saying February. So here's hoping. They announced that Nier Automata is coming to the Xbox One, which is pretty cool. You see because we see like we're in the cosplay community. There's a lot of like cosplays for Nier. And
You're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
you know, with like 2B, you know, like the girls with like the black dress and like the thing over
Oh, the ones who are like wearing masks, like it looks like they're blind or something.
Because that's because they're robots, so they don't need to see. But that's a really good game that's finally coming to the Xbox One. It's going to be like the definitive edition, so it's going to include all the past release content additionally to that. Then they showed Metro Exodus, which looked really good. That's coming out February 22nd, 2019. Then we had the first of 3 looks at Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, because like
presented by Xbox. Yeah, most showed game this weekend.
Yeah,
only game this weekend to be shown 3 times.
It deserved, because I have been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 since I was in middle school. I kid you not. Like,
it's been a long time coming.
It is pretty much too late at this point for this game to come out. I'll be honest with you.
It just better be good.
it just better be good, and it better like be nice to those of us who haven't heard the story in like 10 plus years.
And it looks
I know they've been releasing like final mixes and stuff of the other 2 that have like pieced together some of the story and like are leading up to what's going to happen, but still, like, it's been so long.
So is this like the video game equivalent of Incredibles?
Yes, it really is. And the Kingdom Hearts story is so complicated. That's the thing, is it's not just like, oh, it's been a long time so I can't remember. No, the Kingdom Hearts story is just so all over the place and crazy. Like, it's really hard to keep track of. So it's like, it's been so long. And on top of that,
we will, when we go back to talk about things in Xbox, we will actually skip that one and wait. It was lastly shown...
We can wait until PlayStation?
Yeah, it was showed at PlayStation because different trailers show different things. So we'll come back to Kingdom Hearts 3 at the PlayStation section, where we can talk about all the things that was shown for it over the weekend. So, after that, they showed Sea of Thieves. They got DLC coming out, which is great because that's what everybody's been requesting, called Cursed Sails, coming out in July, and Forsaken Shores coming out in September.
They showed Battlefield 5 again.
Yay! Yep, Battlefield 5 second appearance was last week, the weekend. Yep. And
Forza Horizons 4.
Yeah. Which has like the seasons mechanic. It's open world online. It looks cool.
I was gonna say you like racing games.
Yeah, and Forza right now is doing really, really good, and the Horizon series
they changed
is
the
doing
seasons for that one, right?
Well, it's like it always is changing seasons.
Have you ever played a Forza game? I'm just saying because they're Xbox exclusive, and
I have.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
do you like them? Like, I know they're doing well, but do you like them?
Yeah, I do like them now.
Okay.
I didn't used to, but I do like them now. It has a very similar mechanic to like The Crew, with like this seamless interaction of online stuff. So that looks cool. And that's coming out October 2nd of 2018, so that's coming out this year. Xbox then took a moment to announce that they acquired 5 studios.
Ninja Theory was one of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty
big. Undead Studios.
Yep.
Like some notable companies. These aren't like nobodies, but they have 5 companies that they've acquired for the Microsoft Studios umbrella of stuff to provide more exclusive content, because they realize that Sony's killing them when it comes to exclusives, especially with God of War coming out recently.
So it's good that they recognize that, because I'm trying to be unbiased. It's been a long time since I've been an Xbox fanboy, so cut me some slack. But Xbox really is doing like a lot of things right. It's just like you said, the exclusive games, they've been kind of lacking the last few years.
Yeah, because they've just been riding off the same games, being Halo, Gears, Forza, and Crackdown.
But they're so good to independent developers. Like they're so good with indie games.
So I'm excited that they've acknowledged that, and they're working on bringing us more exclusives. So that's cool.
Yep.
Good, healthy competition. Next we had Be Happy Few. We've seen this game. This is like a 33 spin out. We just want it to come out. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's coming out for PC too. I can't wait.
Sure.
I can't wait to play
August 10th. So when that coming out, about time. We're excited. PUBG is getting some updates and DLC late in 2018. So that's cool.
Fortnite sucks.
Tales of Vesperia coming late 2018 on the Xbox One. So that's cool to see that it's coming out on the Xbox. So good for them.
Tom Clancy Online too. I mean, The Division 2.
Yeah. Now a lot of people we'll come back to this one. coming at the Ubisoft one because
Okay.
that's when they talked about it more because there's more
I'm
information
really
to talk
not
about.
that. I mean, we get to talk about it. I just like
I do have a couple things to say.
I bought the first one and played it for a little while and then returned it because
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, this really isn't that much different than Destiny, and I'm already playing Destiny, so
That's true.
I'm all
And it came
set.
out. It kind of
Yeah.
like hurt its hype, you know.
Yeah.
Then they talked about their Xbox Game Pass, which is they're trying to make a new subscription service where you pay a flat month for this collection of video games that's supposed to be fairly relevant. Like it's not going. There's going to be some games that actually, when they release, will be available on Game Pass. But probably your like highest things, like Halo, like it's going to be a while before it ends up with Game Pass. But you
Yeah.
could theoretically get all these games that you see here one day on Game Pass. So we'll see what that's like. We don't know what the cost is, and they also didn't say when we can expect to see that. They're just working on it. So cool.
And Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yay! And they actually just showed a quick trailer. There
Yeah.
was more in-depth stuff at Square Enix, so we'll.
But I was gonna say,
pick it up there.
I'm pretty sure Tomb Raider has been a timed exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah, it is no longer exclusive anymore.
It's not exclusive at all anymore.
No,
Okay.
yeah, they've.
Okay.
Yeah, because that used to be something that they're like, yeah, because it was like a popular third-party title, but
well,
now
yeah,
it's not anymore.
and because the Tomb Raider games are good.
Yeah.
Like, they're good. I think I beat the first one. I haven't played the second one, but they're good. Like.
Then we had so they had this huge tease, and like I don't want to rag on them because it's not their fault. They showed a skateboarding game. We're like, Skate 4? Is this Skate 4? Like everybody's been asking about Skate 4. No, it's this new game called Session.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay. But it's like I
okay.
feel bad for them because they're just trying to show a game, and it's just we have this game that we've been asking for that we thought it was, and it's not. So there's a skate game Session. Don't know much about it. Don't know release date. We don't know anything special about it. Just a tease. So yeah, new skate game coming out.
Are all those Xbox too?
Yes. So then we had Black Desert coming out.
Desert
coming out on February 2018. Devil May Cry 5. Holy crap, that looks so good.
Well, yeah, the fan community is kind of split on that one because a lot of them aren't really excited about the new art, like the new direction for art direction.
Well,
with it,
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And the developers were really proud of what they've accomplished with this game.
Yeah.
They've said they've been working on this for 4 years now, and they finally are able to show it off. I thought it was a huge surprise that they showed it off at the Xbox conference.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder, they like tried to reboot Devil May Cry a couple of years ago. I'm wondering, like, is that game just like not exist anymore?
they didn't really touch on that, so we'll just have to wait to see. We then got an announcement for Cuphead DLC. That's awesome. Everybody loves Cuphead. That's a good exclusive. So more DLC for that. Tunic is coming out for the Xbox One. It's been out on other platforms, but now it's coming to Xbox One, so that's cool.
Jump Force!
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
which is
if you love anime and you love fighting people, Jump Force.
So cool. Like literally, like it's anime fighting, like anime characters fighting the game. Like it's we got teased. What was all the characters shown in that trailer?
So we got Naruto, we got Goku, we got I know there's some other characters I don't remember.
Naruto, Goku, the guy from One Piece. One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece, and then I think it was one of the other guys from Dragon Ball Z, and then at the very end we saw.
Oh yeah, it was Frieza. It was not. Was it Frieza? I think it was Frieza.
It was the alien guy.
And then at the end they teased us with
Ryuk and L.
Light.
From Light. From,
Ryuk and Light.
From Death Note.
Which, holy crap! And that's only like
I was watching this, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then they show the name. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then in the end, you see the back of Light and Ryuk, and I'm just like, oh,
yes, I'm so excited.
I wouldn't be surprised to see like One Punch Man and stuff like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Can we have Deku too, please?
I think that would make a lot of sense, honestly.
Deku?
From My Hero Academia.
It's the green-haired boy.
Yeah. So
Best boy.
that looks like it's going to be awesome. Also, was surprised to see at Xbox. Xbox really expanding their horizon into more non-American franchises, which that's really cool. Is
that an exclusive?
No,
it's not. Okay,
but that's really cool. So excited to see that. We've only seen like 5 characters. I expect a much bigger roster. So.
Entertain me for a second. How do they decide if if a game is not an exclusive? What is the deciding factor of who gets to show the game?
If a game is not, I'd imagine it's the company reaching out to them. It's like, hey, we want to show your game.
We want you to show our game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine that's how it works. I could be wrong. That's just how I think it goes down.
Okay.
Then we had, where are we here? Dying Light 2, which is interesting because now they're saying the main thing that's going to be different about this game than any other zombie game they see out there is that you're going to have decisions to make that will change the story. So it's trying to be like this open world zombie
games
game
that do that.
Yeah, and like apparently like like your choices will affect like what happens in the world and what areas you can access and like how happy the people in the city are and all these things. So interesting. We'll see how good and diverse those many choices end up being. Sometimes they do that and it's not actually that very choice difference. So
Battletoads!
that was a crazy announcement.
I know. I'm so excited for 3-player co-op.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What were we doing?
I put up 4 fingers and I tried to do 3, and it's really hard for me to put 3 fingers up.
Really?
Yeah, because my fingers are so short. I can't grab my. I can't do that.
You can't grab your other
watch
pinky?
me. I can't do that. Yeah,
That's weird.
My fingers are my palm is so wide and my fingers are so short.
So can you not do the Hunger Games salute thing?
I can't do it.
Oh my gosh!
That's rough, buddy.
It's like no, so you're like I'm serious, like whistle.
Yeah.
It's an old person salute where you're just like,
Eat 3.
Yeah, I usually do this.
But yeah, Battletoads. So that made a lot of people happy. Surprise announcement. Believe it, yeah, almost done. There's this many games that they said here, and like I said, all these games they actually talked about. You know, there was like a decent trailer for it. It wasn't like 2 seconds for each of these games.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4 coming out December 4th. We'll talk more about that at the Square Enix one. So they showed 3 Gears things. They showed the Gears of War pop game, which is going to be interesting, which is a mobile game.
It's a mobile game. And then they got Gears Tactics, which looks kind of like, if you ever played XCOM.
Yeah.
It looks like an XCOM game, only it's Gears of War, which looks really cool, actually.
And of course, Gears of War 5.
And Gears of War 5, which I've never played Gears, well, a little bit here and there, but I would go back and play them now to play this one, because this one looks really good. Like, what they've shown in trailers and stuff of, like, the story, like, it's got, like, really good voice actors, and, like, the animations look really good, and just, like, I don't know, it, like, felt like drama, like, in a good way. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like Gears 5 will be good, and it makes me want to play all the other ones, because that's a really strong, that's a really strong exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah.
It's really come around.
It was a really good demo of story, which is good because we already know what the gameplay is like. So it was a really great showing of their story and what this is going to be like.
Yeah, they really showed the story off.
It's going to be great.
I mean, Gears has always been well reviewed. Like, people like IGN, Game Informer have always liked Gears of War. But, like, with Gears of War 4 and now 5, like, it's come back into, like, the spotlight a little bit. So
absolutely,
that'd be cool.
And then as they teased the closing of this show,
in a really cool way.
Yeah, they
were like, all right, and that's our show, and then like everything shuts down.
Yeah, like
and
glitched out.
Yeah, and then it showed Cyberpunk 2077,
which was our first look at that. Pretty cool game. They said it's coming out June 19th. June 2019.
What I'm getting from the trailers is they've come out and said that it's a first-person game. What I'm getting from the trailers is it looks like one of those like first-person. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Dishonored, not gameplay-wise, but in where like you're a first-person character, and it looks like it's gonna have RPG elements, and then it's got this like big world that's like dense and unique and stuff like that. So it looks really cool. I would play that.
Definitely. And we don't really know much about that game, so really that's all there is to talk about that, but we're excited to see more.
Looks kind of like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
A little bit. It'd be cool.
So, first thing we should obviously touch on is Halo Infinite. I know you two are excited about that.
Halo.
I haven't played Halo 5, honestly, so I'm just like...
Halo is a huge part of my childhood. It is a defining feature of my teenage years.
Well, like, so they did something different with Reach. Do you think that with the title of this game, they're going to do something similar because it's called Halo Infinite, not Halo 6?
I wouldn't... Well, there is going to be no Halo 6.
Well,
because when they made Halo 5, 343 Industries says that they're going to stop using the numbers because there just are going to end up being so many Halo games in the future that the numbers are going to seem irrelevant. Or you're going to end up with like Halo 12 like years down the road. So they're getting rid of the number thing, and they're just going to start uniquely naming the games. So So this is their first try with that because Halo 5 had a subtitle. I'm pretty sure. Guardians, yeah. So like that was kind of like them easing you into the fact that they're just going to drop the numbers, which is fine. That's totally fine. But yeah, Halo Infinite, it's going to be open world.
Really?
Yes, it's going to be open world. They're using a brand new game engine that they made called the Slipspace engine.
Thank goodness.
And it looks good. Like what they show you at E3 for Halo Infinite, that's in game.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. Like it's got kind of they're not going for like a super realistic look with this. That's what I'm feeling, because it did have a little unique like touch of, I don't know. It looks neat. It looks really good.
Chief's helmet looked like it was from an older version, honestly.
It looked more like his...
It looks simplistic.
The helmet that you see in the trailer looked more like his Halo 3 helmet than it does his 4 and 5 helmet. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if they're just switching art direction again, because they didn't give you an explanation for why I look different in 4 and 5. It was just because they updated the graphics.
While it's cool that they're coming out with Halo Infinite, I feel like the way that they announced Halo Guardians was much more interesting, because like there was an actual, cinematic trailer. With this one, it was like a couple of things. And I was,
again, they're just kind of like, here's a little bit of this to show you that we got more Halo coming. So
they didn't even do a lot with Halo Guardians. It was basically, you didn't know what it was because Master Chief was in like a cow. He's walking through a desert, and then this giant monster, like flying bird, comes up, and then his cow blows off, and he just slowly looks up at the monster, and you see his helmet, and that's like really simple, but that's enough.
That was such a good reveal.
I got giddy watching that, and then I saw this. I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but it wasn't.
Yeah, no, I remember that trailer, and I think they also opened up an Xbox conference with that, with the Halo 5 trailer, and I also really liked that reveal. That was really powerful and just like hype.
I remember when Halo 4 came out, it was a big deal because it had been a while
I actually really liked Halo 4, honestly.
I did too. I actually really liked Halo 5 too. It doesn't get the attention because it was so different. People just kind of like threw it on. They're like,
I heard it was short. But
you don't play Halo for. I mean, like
want story.
The story in Halo is usually good, but at the end of the day, you're not playing the story in a Halo game for years on end. Like, what's the multiplayer like?
Yeah.
And the multiplayer for Halo 5 was really, really fun. It was really good. You can say they copied Call of Duty if you want, but the fact of the matter is, any other system for aiming your gun is just archaic now. Everybody does what Call of Duty does with you press a button and it brings your gun up, instead of like the way Halo does it. Used to do it where you click a button and it like on Reach or Halo 3. That's just archaic now. You don't do that anymore. So it was really just Halo getting on board with what first-person shooters are doing nowadays, and it worked really well. Halo 5's multiplayer is a ton of fun. So.
Is there anything that you're really looking to see in this game for you, Alex? Like, what would it take for them to do that really to bring you back into this franchise?
For me to actually play it, I'd need an Xbox. So
if they give me an Xbox, that would really get me into it.
If they sell me an Xbox, or if they give me an Xbox and the game, I might play it.
So you hear that, Microsoft? Geek Kind, send us an Xbox and we'll play your game. And let us play Halo Infinite.
We will play your game.
First.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
We'll play your game and we'll show people how great it is, and we'll talk it up, and even if we don't like it, and be good.
You're saying we're gonna lie?
For money.
What are we?
Oh,
is this what we become, Wesley?
Well, that's no. Why do you think I'm on this show? No, I'm kidding. William pays me to be happy about this. No, that's not true at all.
Everything else that I want to touch on actually comes up later in the weekend, so we'll come back to those, which is good because there was a lot of things just originally talked about for Xbox. So with that, it was a good conference. It's really close between this and PlayStation, which was my favorite. I liked...
Well, here's the thing. I was expecting PlayStations to be good. Xbox was a pleasant surprise with like, wow, they're loaded. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good way to cap this off. They said that they are working on their next-gen console.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, they just said that we are working on it. That's it. Which I'm really surprised about
I thought
because
Xbox
I didn't
One
think
was a
they
next-gen console.
Well,
the
no,
Xbox One X.
the Xbox One X is basically like a Plus or a Pro.
Yeah, so
It's just like the new
they
Plus or
invented
Pro.
a half step because they
Yeah.
forced PlayStation to make the PS4 Pro basically to
Yeah.
be comparable to that.
Yeah.
So that I felt like that was kind of stupid in making us do that half step thing.
The reason behind it was stupid, but the Xbox One X is awesome. Like
I get it,
like,
but like
it was kind of like, why have you done like it was weird. It was like, we didn't need this, but it's awesome. Like
so. But yeah, I just didn't want to shell out money for another console half generation, you know. So yeah. So that was the Xbox conference. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it a lot. They had a lot of great diverse games in there. They had a lot of games. They had the most games of all the conferences. That was cool. A lot of surprising announcements. Yeah, good job Xbox. Bethesda was next. Right after that, they open up with
Rage 2.
a Rage 2, specifically a musical performance by Andrew WK, which I forgot existed for like 5 years.
yeah, he voices somebody in the game. So.
Yeah, and like, so I want to say like the musical performance was good. It just fell off in this context, and something that, a little spoiler for later in the thing, Ubisoft did with one of their games. They had a musical performance, but then they basically played the soundtrack to a trailer live while showing you the trailer to this game. That was smart. They should have done something like that. Why couldn't they show you Rage 2 footage while them playing?
Yeah.
This? That would have been cool. But instead, you were just forced to watch this performance that a lot of people here didn't know about, and they rocked it for sure. But it was just kind of like, we're
Okay.
we're here for games, you know. So started off a bit weird, and it took them a long time for them to actually get to gameplay for Rage 2, but they showed it. Looks good, but not a lot of people were a huge fan of the first game, so we'll see if this is any good. Comes
Really?
Up, well, yeah, no, it wasn't like... No one was really asking for Rage 2.
I know it didn't get the popularity of, say, like, some of their other games, but I still heard
I'm not
that.
saying it's a bad title. I'm just saying that it wasn't that
Rage is like-
big. Yeah. So a lot of people are questioning the fact whether it deserves a sequel, but it looks promising, so we will see more about that. Comes out spring 2019. After that, they talked about Elder Scrolls Legends.
Elder Scrolls Legends, which is basically like Elder Scrolls the card game.
When-
If you've ever played Hearthstone,
Yeah.
it's like Hearthstone. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, they say they're making a graphical overhaul of it, whatever
Yep.
that means.
And so it's coming out on consoles now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool.
Used to be mobile, and
Then they talked about Elder Scrolls Online Somerset. They have a new werewolf thing coming out and a new story thing coming out for that. So more updates for that. Cool for people who play Elder Scrolls Online. We do not.
I know I played it for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on Xbox.
So then they showed Doom Eternal. which,
Eternal.
Damn, that looked cool. Like
Yes. I've wanted to play the new Doom game for a while now. And it's on Switch. So when I get a Switch, Doom is one of
really
the
on Switch?
It's on Switch.
That's gotta be
I
the
know.
most hardcore game for Switch ever.
I know. So like when I get a Switch, I'm getting Doom, and I'm gonna play Doom, and then I'm gonna play this one because Doom is awesome. Like what they wanted to do when they brought Doom back was they wanted to make let's make a really fun first-person shooter single-player game again, because that just doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
So let's just do that, and so they did it, and it is so fun. It's kind of like Wolfenstein is like that, where it's a really fun single-player first-person shooter. So yeah.
That's awesome.
And
So-
it's one of those classics that is just coming.
And the
It's making
trail-
a strong comeback.
The trailer just was so epic. It
I
really
know.
was. It was
Like you see
good
Doom
trailer.
Guy. Like Doom Guy was the Master Chief before Master Chief existed. Everybody loves Doom Guy. And that's just his name. He doesn't have a name. He's just Doom Guy in his green armor.
Speaking of things coming up before, before it was a thing, is Quake Champions being the first.
Is that a new game?
No, it's Champions is new, yes, but Quake itself has been out for a long time.
I know Quake has been out for a long time,
so
but
Quake
I'm just
Champions is a new one. They announced that they're now having open beta testing for a soon release date.
Oh,
They
so
haven't
Quake Champions is a brand new game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we watched some of the recaps before we started the show, and I was confused. I was like, are they just announcing a Quake tournament of this Quake game that I've never heard about?
Yeah, so they're
that's a new Quake game. Okay.
So beta testing is live now. They haven't said when it's coming out, but soon, because they're beta testing. So, Prey 3, they got free updates coming. Yay! So
Prey 3? No,
I'm sorry,
Prey.
sorry.
3 modes for
Sorry.
Prey 3.
3 modes for Prey 3.
For Prey.
Yeah.
There's no new Prey game. They're just giving you
updates.
new stuff with it. Yeah.
And then they have an upcoming DC DLC called Moonlight or Moon Strandings.
Moon Crusher or something like that. I don't
Moon
know.
Crash. That's what it is.
Is it?
Moon
You
Crash.
sure?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure
I
it
think
is.
you're still wrong.
No. Look me up. But that was cool. So it's like a procedurally generated thing where you're trying to get off the moon, and it looks actually really cool. So
Yeah.
like new monsters every
Prey
time.
was really good. People liked it.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of things that people really liked, Wolfenstein doing really well these days, and now they have Youngblood coming out, where it'll be a co-op game. So
you play the twin sisters.
that'll be very good.
Heh.
Coming out 2019. So they
Fallout 69. I mean 76.
which looks great. We will come back to that in just a minute. It's really the main thing I want to talk about here. So let's just quickly look at the things that came after it.
Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter coming to the PS4 and Switch.
Yay! Time waster on the Switch. Next.
Elder Scrolls Blades,
Which actually looks really cool.
free mobile game.
I know.
Really fleshed out. Elder Scrolls game.
It looks like it's gonna be like your first like hardcore mobile game, like
Yeah.
hardcore
but it
mobile
makes
RPG.
sense.
Yeah.
Like it really makes sense for mobile.
Yeah.
The controls like really utilize touch screens.
Yeah.
And they said it's going to be cross-platform from everywhere from your phone to
Your computer, your tablet.
to your VR on your console. Like
That's really
everything.
cool.
Like they said that as many devices as they can. You can also, they said that you can play this entire game in portrait mode as well. The game works completely the same on both
like
portrait and
that way.
vertical.
And-
Yeah. So like horizontal. So they took the time to make the interface so you can play it whatever way you want. That's really cool.
That is cool.
So
So a lot of thought into a mobile game. That's
That's
cool.
free.
Yeah.
So that's good job. But
We'll be playing that.
Yeah.
I'm
they-
sure you'll take
Yeah,
a look
I'm gonna
at
check it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
coming out this fall. So
Yeah.
and them. Then they had two huge announcements. One, we've been rumoring about this for a while, but they officially came out and said it. Starfield, their brand new IP,
Their first brand new IP in 25 years.
which is basically going to be Fallout, Elder Scrolls in space.
Well, people say that about Bethesda. They actually resent that. Like,
Really?
they don't like that. Like, I think what we mean by that is Bethesda loves RPGs and they're good at RPGs. So there's a little bit, like each of their RPGs taste a little bit the same, like a little bit. Like there's
It's got
like
that Bethesda
it's
feel.
yes, exactly. It's a Bethesda game. So like this will be, we don't know details. We don't know what the scope of it's going to be, but it's going to be a single player. It's going to be a single next gen single player experience is what they're saying. So that's not coming out for a while. And then they confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 is being worked on, which really was just them throwing that out there
Because
to
we've been
say,
asking about it.
because we've been hounding them
Because
about
I mean,
it.
it was 2011
Yeah.
when Skyrim came out.
Yeah. So don't like. I'm glad they were like, hey, don't worry, we still love you.
Yeah.
We're working on Elder Scrolls 6, but I
And
wouldn't
they
expect
said
to see that
they
game
did
for.
specifically say that this was coming after Starfield.
Yes, and we don't even know when Starfield's coming out. So like, don't expect to see Elder Scrolls 6 for years.
And they also
That's
said,
okay, that's
they
fine.
also said that Starfield was coming out for next gen. Like
Yeah.
they just kind of threw that in there.
Yeah, they just kind of like it's a next gen single player experience. Like this
Yeah. So like they're really hinting that this is not coming for a while, and they're really making this to really utilize next gen software.
And Bethesda is so good with their games. Like, I love their attitude of like, we're making a game and it'll come out when we want it to.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like,
that's
'cause
pretty
it's gonna
crazy
be good.
because that would also infer that Elder Scrolls is coming out on the next gen
The
as
next
well,
gen.
meaning that Elder Scrolls is going to skip an entire generation
Well,
of console.
Here's the thing. Yeah. But which is funny because Bethesda, when they came out with Skyrim, no, wait, it was weird. Okay, because Bethesda said that they don't like to make a new game in a series until there's been significant like hardware improvements, because they don't want to make like the same game. So like, it used to be they only made one of these games like
Every
per
console
console generation, but
Yeah.
that dynamic has changed so much where the console will go through iterations itself and the hardware will improve.
Like we're seeing with the
So that's why
Xbox.
you got 2 360 Elder Scroll games with Oblivion and Skyrim, and that's why we didn't get one for the Xbox One, because they just took Skyrim and they're like, boom, they like Xbox One-atized it, or
Yeah.
like they like next-gen'd it. which was great because I think I played Skyrim more on the next gen consoles than I did on my 360.
How much time have you put into Skyrim?
I haven't played Skyrim.
Wait, you haven't?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure I watched you play Skyrim.
Nope.
Really?
I watched Colby or
no,
Caleb
like
play.
at this house.
Nope. That was probably. No, that wasn't me. Maybe that was our other roommate. Possibly. He probably played it.
I don't know.
You've probably seen me play it a lot. I used to play it everywhere.
You do realize I don't play a lot of video games, right?
I put my
I
save data.
I saw you play Skyrim.
Never
at one
played
point.
Skyrim. No.
I would put my save data on the cloud and just play it everywhere. I had a profile on an Xbox, so maybe you see me play it. Because I have 1,000 plus. I have 1,000 plus hours in Skyrim.
Speaking of Skyrim, they joked. They did a little funny bit about how Skyrim's on
super
every
special version.
Yeah, they said that like because we keep teasing like, oh, another Skyrim re-release on a new console.
Yep.
Because it's coming to the Switch now. They said like now Skyrim coming for your Amazon Echo, and they say they did this funny video with Keegan Michael, which is pretty awesome. I love him a lot.
Yeah.
About him playing Skyrim on the Amazon
Echo.
Echo, yeah, and it was freaking hilarious. And then it's like you could also play it on your fridge, like you see it on the Samsung like smart screen stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Hilarious.
So
That's it for Bethesda.
that was a good conference. But we want to go back real quick to talk about Fallout 76.
Do we though? No.
Full online game. They showed.
Yep.
They really went in depth with this. They really showed gameplay, what you're going to be doing. You're going to be having these camps with friends where you build your own shelters.
Yep. It looks like Fallout 4 online.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to say
but
that.
not like Elder Scrolls Online.
No, Elder Scrolls Online is more like your traditional, like WoW game.
Right.
That's a little bit.
Because Elder Scrolls Online is not Skyrim Online.
No, it's not. It's
This is really Fallout 4 Online, or at least we hope it to be. So
yeah, this is really a Fallout game online. Only it is online only. It is definitely like an MMO.
And that's coming out 14th of November, so we're not going to have to wait long to play that game, which is exciting, because if this is everything it's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like a really fun play with your game, like with your friends, constantly trying to defend your...
really fun play with your game. Like,
yeah,
it's
sorry.
so great.
Play with your friends, and really just constantly defending your base from not only monsters, but other players, because there's no AI in this game, they said.
Yeah.
Only players and monsters.
Yeah.
So, very interesting, cool stuff. Yeah. So that's really all there is to say about that. Just is coming out soon, so look forward to that. Next we have Square Enix, which will be really quick because it was only a half-hour video presentation. So ironic how I thought EA was a video presentation, it wasn't, and how Square Enix I thought was going to be a big deal, and it wasn't. So half-hour, basically highlight trailer reel of videos. They had people talk in just 2 short segments. It was really disappointing. We were expecting to hear stuff from Final Fantasy VII update on how the remake is going. We heard nothing about that. We were expected to see, because they have the rights to make Avengers games, which would have been really cool to see. Didn't see anything for that, not even hinting at it. And they did show Kingdom Hearts 3, but they showed essentially the same trailer that was shown at the Xbox conference the day before.
Which is so funny because it's their game. So, like...
Yeah, that was just poor planning on their part. Like, you guys had all the resources to have something exclusive to be shown at your own show, and you didn't. So, really... There's only one. Like, I like to talk about Tomb Raider, but really I'll just quickly go through what they did show. They showed Tomb Raider. They actually showed gameplay for it. They showed like just a quick segment of a mission, which looked great.
Yeah.
They Under the Moonlight is now coming to consoles. They showed a Final Fantasy Online now featuring Monster Hunter characters or some sort of thing. We don't know a lot of details about it, but that's a cool crossover that people of both those games might enjoy. So
it's out now.
Yeah. So cool. We'll see what people think about that. They showed more stuff about Captain Spirit.
Which I already forget what that is.
That was the Life is Strange
thing,
right. Yeah. They showed Dragon Force XI coming out on September 14th. Babylon's Fall, which is a new game, but it was just teaser, so we didn't really know much about that. Coming out 2019, they showed the same trailer that we saw from Xbox for the Nier Automata thing, coming out June 26th, coming to Xbox One. Octopath Traveler, a teaser for that. Really not much shown there. Just Cause 4, they showed a little bit more stuff than we saw from Xbox.
And that was leaked.
Yeah,
That
it's
game,
just
yeah.
it's the next Just Cause 4. They have cool like new vehicles and weather stuff going on, but it's what you expect it to be.
What's the Quiet Man?
The Quiet Man is probably the one interesting thing that came from that that conference, which was a new game called The Quiet Man, where they're trying to incorporate live action bits seamlessly with the video game, and it appears that this person is deaf, which would infer the title is, but it's some weird like. We don't really know much about it. Like, it was kind of a teaser. We just saw a little glimpse of what it was like. But the main character is deaf and something to do with fighting and whatnot, and like maybe some underground type thing because it was in like a back alley. So interesting. And then they finished off with Kingdom Hearts 3, and like I said, basically same trailer we saw from Xbox. There was like 2 scenes that we hadn't seen before.
Did we already say that it's cool that Kingdom Hearts 3 actually has an actual release date now?
Yeah,
Did we already say that? Okay.
January 2019.
Yep.
January 29th, 2019. Official date. Yeah.
I've done my waiting. 12 years of it.
So you said you really like Tomb Raider.
Yeah. In Azkaban.
You said you really like Tomb Raider.
In Traverse Town.
Did like it looks good. I'm just kind of burnt out from this thing because I think the best example of this type of game was Naughty Dog's game. What was it? Uncharted. I feel like
it's not like Uncharted though.
It's like that same type of game though.
What, that you're
like I know the gameplay
that you're an
different.
adventurer and it's gritty looking? That's pretty
like
much
Indiana Jones type thing. And I know Tomb Raider was first, so don't yell at me for like.
Wait, Tomb Raider was first for what?
Tomb Raider has been like a very old game. Like remember how it's made like a resurgence.
It was before Uncharted, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it was before Indiana Jones. I was like,
No.
no, it was the 70s.
No.
No, okay. Yeah, so Tomb Raider. I don't know. I've never played an Uncharted game, but I know when I played Tomb Raider, it was really like survival-y. Like you had to, like you were doing stuff to stay alive, and I don't know. You could upgrade your tools, and you couldn't do anything like crazy. Like it was really like down, like real. Like it was like really like real life, down to earth. I don't know. I said down to earth. That's a human quality. Anyway,
Very
it was
grounded.
very grounded in reality. There you go. Like
yeah.
yeah, if you saw a gap, you're like, I'm gonna jump that gap. You probably couldn't jump that gap. Like it was really like it was realistic. So I don't know if that was what Uncharted was like, but
Yeah, no, it's been a long time since I played Uncharted, but I really appreciated watching the games.
Yeah.
Seeing how they go. But yeah, that's coming out September 14th, so yay! Moving on from that video conference, Ubisoft, and they opened with Just Dance 2019. They just kind of hyped it up. It was short, cool. They have to show it. It's one of their big franchises.
Mm-hmm.
They showed it. Game coming out, cool. That's all we need to see. They got it over with. Awesome. I was glad how they did that. They went to Beyond Good and Evil 2. That trailer was epic.
yeah. If you don't know what Beyond Good and Evil is to begin with, it was a cult classic GameCube game that came out a long time ago, and we've been waiting for Beyond Good and Evil 2 almost in the same respect as people waiting for Half-Life 3. Like, it was just, everybody talked about it all the time, and you didn't know if it was actually going to happen, and like, it's like, when are we going to get it? And so it's here. So it's really satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's looking like it's going to be amazing. So,
Yeah.
2019 is when they say it's coming out. That's the window that we got. They showed new Trials game, Trials Rising, coming February 2019. Yay! Division 2. We'll come back to that one. I have a couple things to say about that. Mario Rabbids Donkey Kong like expansion thing coming out June 26th. Skull and Bones. Holy crap! This game looks cool. This is what we thought. Sea of Thieves was going to be like. Sea of Thieves is that cartoony.
Yeah.
Like
so this is the pirate game you've all been waiting for.
I can't. Did you ever play Black Flag? Because I know we had that long time.
I haven't played any Assassin's Creed.
I love Black Flag. That's one of my favorite.
Probably
Assassin's
my favorite
Creed.
Assassin's Creed. To be
It's
honest.
very good. It's probably
And
my second.
If
favorite.
you like the pirate ship aspect of this is the fully fleshed out pirate ship game that you are looking for, my friends. And they went really in depth with the gameplay. And I guess they're still working on a lot. It looks like pretty well along the line of making this game, but it's
looks
coming
legit,
out.
my dudes.
It's coming out next year, so definitely going to keep my eye on that. Transference is this game coming out this fall.
Are you sure that's not the game with the live action people in it?
No, there was no like.
That's also
both
has
things.
live action
Yes.
people in it.
This
Okay.
has live action people in it, and it's going to be this weird VR adventure game.
Yeah.
So don't know a lot about it, but it seems really.
It's got
intriguing.
real people in it.
Speaking of real people, they had Elijah Wood announce it, which was
Yeah.
kind of cool to
Eli-
see. Yeah, you remember seeing
Frodo
that?
Baggins.
I
Like,
didn't see it. I heard his voice, and I was like, I know that guy.
you called it from the other room. I was surprised that you recognized his
I've
voice
watched
that
Lord
well.
of the Rings a lot.
It's Elijah Wood. Yeah, if there's one thing Alex knows about, it's Lord of the
I
Rings.
know about Lord of the Rings.
Just brush off the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I watch the special
those
features
Shaw
all
kids.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our thing. We'd
That
watch
was your thing. I didn't
all
even
of
know
Lord of the
about Lord of the Rings until I met the Shaw family.
Really?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I met the Shaw family, and they're like, "There's this Lord of the Rings thing," and I was like, "Oh my word!" It like became on the same level as Star Wars for me. Yeah.
Wow. Good on
So-
you.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, but sure.
Yeah, you did.
It was
You
a-
came over to my house
it was
7 in
a-
the morning every day.
Yeah, well, that was to play Star Wars and to hang out with you guys. I didn't have
Yeah.
any friends.
Me.
So after that, they showed Starlink, which is this very reminiscent of Star Fox game. So reminiscent, in fact,
That he's in it.
Yeah, they got Star Fox to be in this game, which was amazing. That was really cool to see that he's going to be in the game. I should say though, only in the Switch version. You cannot get Star Fox in any other console version
Yeah.
except for the Switch version. So really
So
good
people
move.
will be playing Starlink on Switch, basically.
Yeah. Not a full Star Fox game, but cool to see him back in an environment that's very Star Fox-like. So, For Honor, Marching Order, they're introducing a lot of like this whole like Chinese faction of fighters basically in this game. I really loved watching people play this game, and it's just a really fun like beat 'em up like gladiator style warfare. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it, check it out. That's coming out October 16th. Closing out, they had The Crew 2. They really have to do some good stuff to really make this good because, like, I don't know, the first one was disappointing. Their whole premise is trying to have a racing game with the entire map of the U.S., but they really didn't have the quality that we expect in racing games now. So let's see if they can really improve on the second game. And they finished off with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
So I want to talk about this for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick. The Crew 2 coming out June 29th, so it's coming out real soon. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming out October 5th, which is quite soon.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Here's the thing. I'm super, super excited that it's finally the franchise is finally coming to ancient Greece. I love ancient Greece. I love Spartans. Like, I've been waiting for them to go this direction with it, and it's super awesome. But I don't see how the title Assassin's Creed has anything to do with the series anymore, as a whole. Like, I just don't like. Are you even an assassin now? If you're like killing people out in open daylight and just wreaking havoc, like some like warrior with unlimited, like, I don't know. Like, I don't see how he's an assassin.
It's definitely the least Assassin's Creed-like game. However, it is cool to see this environment, but yeah, I totally get your point.
Well, like, this has been, like, I even saw this a little bit in Origins. It's like, I kind of see how he's an assassin, but he's out there fighting with, like, a sword and a shield. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what happened to the hidden blades? Like, I'm sure he does have a hidden blade in Origins, and he might in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but, like, I feel like the defining features of the Assassin's Creed franchise are just gone. Like, I don't get it. Like, and where's his hood, man? Like,
the hood?
Where's the assassin's hood, man?
Where the hood?
So,
Where
like,
the hood at?
I wish they would keep the Assassin's Creed franchise more familiar. Like, it's kind of
Well, it's kind of hard when you put out a new game every year. Assassin's Creed.
They stopped doing that though.
Nope.
Didn't they?
Nope.
They did for a little bit.
They tried.
They tried for Origins. They waited a year. Yeah, it's just, guys, stop. Just stop it, please. Just, like, you kicked yourself. Like, I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after Revelation. I played 1, I played 2, I played 3, I played Brotherhood, and then I played Revelation, and I played Black Flag. So I went all the way. No, and then I did play the one in France too. It was Unity. But let me tell you what, I didn't finish. I didn't finish
because
Unity
was right after Black Flag. So I wanted to play Unity because I liked Black Flag so much. I went to play Unity. It just didn't have that same.
Unity was so buggy, and there was ways that you could do online raids with people, and some of them were just so easy that you could rack up currency so easily and just buy all the gear you wanted. And then I was like, well, my character looks really cool. What do I do now? I'm not that interested in the story. So like, I gave up on Unity. Black Flag was awesome. So I don't know. I think Assassin's Creed lost its way a little while ago.
For sure.
This might be a good game, but I don't see how it's really an Assassin's Creed game anymore. So don't hear me say that I don't think it'll be good or fun. It's lost its identity, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
So at the end of that night, being Monday, we had PlayStation start off strong with The Last of Us 2. Showed a lot of gameplay for the first time. Really, really awesome combat. Cannot wait to see this game come out when it does, because we don't have a release date. It's the only thing they didn't show. We don't have a release date yet, so but damn, it looks good, and I cannot wait for this game to come out.
Heard the girl list of us two. No date.
No date. So they had this weird thing about the conference where they had to move everybody from one location to another. So they had this weird intermission where they had this people in a like post show type setting like this at a booth.
It's like super awkward.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
so the things that they did show, they talked about how Call of Duty 4 is coming out.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4, yeah. With DLC maps from the original.
Is that what you tried to write?
No, I just did terrible.
You did Call of Duty 004.
No, that's a B. It just is.
Yeah, so you did try to write Black Ops. Okay. Looks like 004.
They have DLC maps from the original Black Ops coming.
Yes, they're bringing back that one that's snowy that I'm forgetting the name of right now. But it was super fun in the original Black Ops.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to see those maps come back. So that's cool. That's coming out October 2018. Then they showed a scissor reel of games that they had previously announced this past week. Tetris Effect, which is a VR Tetris game. Days Gone, which they showed last year or was it last year or the year before? It was really good.
Twin Murder.
Wait, that's not Murder.
Twin Mirror.
Oh.
Then they showed Ghost Giant and Beat Saber, which is officially coming to the PS.
That looks so cool.
The PlayStation.
Did you
VR.
see the one with the dude with the double lightsaber?
So cool.
I know, it's so cool.
Since we know someone with a VR headset, we got to try Beat Saber sometime.
Who has a VR
Is that
headset?
the one where you're like basically doing a
lightsabers
Guitar
and you're
Hero
Yeah.
VR version?
Yeah.
I saw that one. I really like the one where it's the girl with the two lightsabers. I like the music. This one.
I like the music.
I like the music and I like.
And who doesn't want to wave like lightsabers like
yeah.
that? Like, oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
videotape whoever actually does that when they're on the VR. I'm just gonna be like,
No one
person
looks good
so
playing
stupid.
VR.
No one looks. Yeah.
Oh man. Then we had Destiny 2 Forsaken, a new expansion coming soon, September 4th. Yay. Then Ghost of
Yeah, like how you were like,
Tsushima.
yay.
Yeah, I know you're excited, but I'm just whatever.
Well,
about
I
it.
mean, I haven't played Destiny. I've never played Destiny 2, so.
Then we had Ghost of Tsushima, which
The Samurai,
gosh.
I know. Okay, so after E3 was over, I was looking through their new games, and I like just glazed over that one because the title was kind of like generic, or like I didn't know, like it just didn't. I was
didn't
like,
jump out at you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I see this thing, and it's like, it says like the samurai game you didn't know you needed, and I was like, I'll watch this for a second. It's so cool. Like, and then I was like, oh, that's the game?
Yeah.
Like, it is the samurai game I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
Like, it is so cool, and it's so cinematic. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's made by Soccer Punch.
Yeah, it is Sucker Punch, yeah. And, like, the combat looks so fluid. Like, you're just a boss. Like
Awesome. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it's going to be an open world. It looks like very Witcher-esque type of
Only
samurai
it's in,
game.
like, a real-world setting, like, during the Mongolian invasion.
I cannot emphasize how gorgeous this game is.
It looks beautiful. Like, and they do it on purpose. Like, in part of the trailer, you get in a fight with somebody, and, like, the camera angle changes so that it looks kind of like a flat plane, almost kind of like on like a fighting game.
Yeah.
Like the camera angle changes, and then like the sky is like orange, and like leaves start blowing in. You didn't see that part?
No, I did. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love how like it did that on purpose. Like the camera angle like changes, stuff like that to make it like it's just it's so cool. Go watch what they
So
showed of that
you
game.
need to see that trailer.
Yeah.
Like top 5 games that was shown at E3.
Yeah.
Easily. Then they showed Control, which is a new game by Remedy.
Which also really looked cool. I didn't
Yeah.
even see that until today when we watched the recap. That looks
Very
really
surprising to see at PlayStation
Yeah.
because Remedy was making exclusive games for Xbox
What
with
games did they
Quantum Break.
fun. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting. Resident Evil 2 remastered. Well, they're not calling it remastered, but it's a remastered Resident Evil 2. This is the first time we actually seen stuff for it, not the first time we heard of it, but that's coming out January 25th.
What is
really
that
cool.
next one?
Trover Saves the Universe, which is a game by
Dan Harmon,
Yeah.
creator of Community and I can't forget. It's my
Rick and Morty.
favorite show, Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
one of my
so
favorite shows.
if you're into that, if you also like the South Park games, I imagine this will be a game for you.
Yeah,
It's going to be a VR game, so cool. We don't know much about it, but it's a thing that exists, so cool. Then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3, and they showed a new trailer really focusing on the Pirates of the Caribbean, like revisiting that world.
So all the pirates, like, just
it looks really good.
pirate overload.
Like in the old one, like they don't really look like they're actors, but in this one, like they look pretty spot on. It's pretty wild to see them like this on the screen again. So hype, coming out June 29th.
And Death Stranding, the game we know nothing about, but we're excited for. And, like, everybody's excited for this because it looks so cool.
because
We know
this is the
nothing
one
about
with
it.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
And
Okay, yeah.
And it's really trying to tell like a really
babies.
cool, like it's trying to be
It's
like a
creepy.
sci-fi thriller
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something to do with these monsters that you can't really see, but they like have like a weeping angel kind of effect with like time and stuff like that. Like if they touch you, like they make you like accelerate how old you are, like in a really fast session to where you die basically. And that has to do why there's like babies in the game because it's like a way of saving yourself, like kind of like making like a backup.
Really?
Yeah.
You make a baby of yourself?
Like I don't know. This is the thing.
Alex's face.
We don't really know much about like. It's,
This is my
little baby
It is a horror game.
Yeah. Norman
just not-
Reedus, Norman Reedus, and Baby Reedus.
let's just hope it's not horrible.
Oh no!
Alex.
I'm sure it won't be normal.
I have never wanted alcohol more.
That's not family friendly.
And then they showed Neo 2. So
I don't know what that is.
that's a game that came out pretty recently, actually, that people really liked. Pretty quick announcement for a second game. We don't know when that game's coming out, but cool. People really like the first one.
Oh my goodness! It's Spider-Man!
And I finished with Spider-Man. which is so
Spider-Man!
fun. They showed us more gameplay.
We will be playing that game.
So PlayStation exclusive. Damn.
I will be playing that game with you.
I'm just saying,
So
like,
I have a PlayStation
it's amazing
4.
that they got that to be like an exclusive, and
It's
like,
nice to have something
Sony owns-
exclusive for PlayStation for once.
Sony owns Sony
Because
owns
they-
Spider-Man. Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, yeah.
Well, we were stuck anyway because this guy was like absolutely adamant that we have a PlayStation, not an Xbox One. He's like, "This is what we're getting."
Sure.
I was like, "Fine, I guess."
Well, no, it was a carryover. You guys made that decision in the old bro
Oh,
house.
that's right. But
Yeah,
still,
so you didn't really have a
You're
decision.
really against.
He used to be.
Xbox,
He's coming
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
He likes to play Xbox.
we've both been meeting each other.
Yeah, I'm less of an Xbox fanboy and he's less of a PlayStation fanboy. We're kind of like
No, he's less of an Xbox fanboy.
no,
now.
we're like meeting in the middle
Okay.
more from our
Yeah,
respective
absolutely.
tents.
But yeah, good conference. Like the games were great. Presentation was a bit odd, but honestly, the games that they showed there was A+. I really enjoyed it. So I'm especially excited to know more about Ghosts and Death Stranding. So really good stuff.
Nintendo.
Yeah, and Nintendo was the last thing to come out. Oh, so a big complaint was about the fact that how there's not a lot of games for the Switch.
Yep. That's changing.
You can't complain about that anymore because they had a big scissor reel about all these games that's coming out this year. Let me just say this right off the bat so we can get all the games that they didn't really talk about but just show that's coming to the Switch. So they have Starlink coming out. They have Arena of Valor, Minecraft, Sushi Striker, Mario Rabbids, Just Dance 2019, Dragon Ball Fighter 2, Splatoon 2, Data Explosion, Captain Toad. I wish I knew more about that game. They kind of just threw that in there. Ninjala,
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne, FIFA 18 and 19, Ark Survival Evolved, Wasteland 2, Paladina or something like that, Fallout Shelter, Dark Souls, SNK, Hero Wings. Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate. Wolfenstein 2. That's pretty cool. The World Play With You. Mega Man 11 and Mario Tennis Aces.
Mega Man 11?
Yeah. So, lots of games, and these are all coming out within the next 6 months. So, lots of new games coming out. With the games that they actually showed in the conference, they open up with Daemon X Machina, which is like a mech fighter, like very anime-esque. Like, it's also got a really cool like art style to it.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Coming out in September 2018. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 called Torina. So that's coming out. They talked a little bit more about Pokemon Let's Go, which we already knew a lot about, but they gave us a release date of November 16th, so that's coming out really soon. Exciting stuff.
Super Mario Party.
Super Mario Party. That was something I was not expecting to be so happy about because
It looks good.
they're really rebranding Mario Party by calling it Super Mario Party instead of just Mario Party. Mm-hmm. And this is a game that like we would love to play like with all of us. Like, granted, like it's showing like its key features with like multiple switches of like making your own game board and some mini games and stuff like that, and really creative usage of the Switch controls.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks really cool. Like seriously, go check out the trailer. Like this was good stuff. They showed that
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Really, really cool. Like everybody's really hyped to see that game. Looks like a really good Fire Emblem game.
It does look really good.
Fortnite's coming to Switch
right
already out. So yay.
Overcooked 2.
Overcooked 2. Overcooked 1 was really great. And the second one's already coming out August 7th. So that's really cool to see coming out just in general. But also for the Switch makes a lot of sense. Killer Queen Black is coming to the Switch 2018. A lot of people have been requesting that game, so that's cool. As well as Hollow Knight, which is already out now.
That looks kind of like
Switch.
Shovel Knight a little bit.
It does, yeah, and people are definitely excited to see that coming out. Like, these are really good games that they had announced. And Octopath Traveler coming out July 13th. Still don't know a ton about that game, but people are really excited about it. Yeah, and the reason why I was trying to go so quickly through that, because the really half this conference was Smash.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And this
Everyone's here! Everyone! Plus more people!
Oh my gosh. And this is something that we've all played.
I'm sorry, everybody loves Smash.
Okay, sure.
It's smashing.
It's the ultimate Smash Bros. Game because everyone's here. This is
literally the ultimate Smash Bros.
This is coming out December 7th, so that's amazing. It's coming out so soon. Literally has all the characters. This is a new game. The graphics are new. They don't look like they're that new because we've already been in HD Smash. So, but if you compare them, you can see the differences. But first glance, it doesn't look that much different. Yeah. They have all the characters, and we mean all the characters. So Snake, Ice Climbers.
Yep, they were
Cloud.
so adamant on making sure you knew all of them were there that they've assigned numbers to each character.
Yeah, and they have these new things called Echo characters. So they announced Daisy, which is an Echo character of Peach. So it's like basically what we used to call shadow characters, which is like how Lucina was to Roy, kind of like similar but slightly different. But basically, this makes it seem like they're going to have a lot more Echo characters. So, Waluigi could be an Echo character of Wario.
Yeah,
I mean,
or of Luigi.
It could happen.
But by Echo characters, what do you like?
They just show that they're going to be similar characters to pre-existing characters. So, like Daisy is an Echo character of. They're still separate characters, but they're saying that it's based off an existing character with just tweaking certain things.
They're not entirely unique. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they said the Echo characters. And they announced Ridley coming,
which people have been waiting for forever.
Really cool. And I like how they incorporate it. It's a hard character to incorporate in this.
Yeah.
But people are so stoked about this game. Really.
And Roy's back.
I'm so excited. Roy's my boy.
Yeah.
But holy crap, like, if you really want to know more about Smash, you just gotta see the video, because they went through every single character, talked about all the tweaks that they made, showed all the stages that they did. They showed everything about this game that we could possibly want to know about.
And they tell you everybody's here like 500 times.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure that we knew everybody was here.
We're not missing anybody. and that's E3.
That's E3.
Yep.
That was a very, like...
Do we want to give ratings to each of the conferences?
I don't know about ratings, but I want to say that...
I'm giving E3 a... I'm giving EA a...
What my favorite conference... I'm like, honestly, it's a tie between Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox had the better presentation. PlayStation, in my opinion, had more interesting games, but had far less games.
Let's see. I'm looking.
Or, here we
what
go.
am I actually gonna play?
What's the game you're most looking forward to?
Of those two?
No, of any game. For you, like, what's the game that you are really looking forward to hear more about or play?
I'd probably say Jedi Fallen Order just because that's one that I might actually play.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about that too because we know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. Well, I'm basing this off of like games I know I'll actually play. Obviously, Super Smash Bros. But
Yeah, and that's going to make me get a Switch, so...
Yeah, but also like Doom because I know I'm gonna end up playing Doom. So
Yeah.
Also Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, definitely want to play that. And just Ghost of Tsushima. Like, please just give me that now.
Actually, I guess Halo Infinite because it's gonna be on Windows too.
It's true.
So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. So I give EA a Xbox gets a
solid, yeah.
Xbox gets a solid, yeah.
Bethesda big thumbs up.
I was gonna say Bethesda gets one of those like inflated thumbs up you give on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like so. Square Enix gets a pat on its.
You tried.
Yeah, it gets like a pat on the head, like redheaded stepchild. Like you tried.
Ubisoft gets a good old handshake.
Yeah. Ubisoft gets like
not bad.
Your handshaking her dad.
Yeah.
Participation award.
Yep.
PlayStation.
I'm gonna give PlayStation a solid yeah too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna match them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and Nintendo gets a.
Because they were also really good. I put them just under the other two.
Like, so Nintendo gets you're really proud of them. Like, you give them one of those, like, nods.
Yeah,
like,
nod and wink. Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Cool. All right, so that's our super official
E3 special
precise
episode.
ratings of E3. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode. Yeah.
It was a little different.
A little different.
Fun.
Hope you liked it.
Yeah. Stay kind, geeks.
Hey.